It has been 4 years since Nick and Noah broke up, after Nick discovered that Noah had slept with her college counselor, Michael. Now, Noah is heading to Ibiza to attend her best friend Jenna's wedding to Lion. On the flight, she accidentally knocks over a fellow passenger's coffee cup. Noah apologizes, but the man brushes it off and introduces himself as Simon. Noah does the same. Simon then asks for her phone number, but Noah politely turns him down. Shortly after, Jenna arrives to pick her up at the airport, excitedly gushing about her wedding plans. They arrive at the hotel where the wedding planner, Amy, hands the bridesmaid dresses to Jenna's cousins and then gives a different one to Noah. This is when Noah learns that she will be the maid of honor. Surprised, she asks Jenna who the best man will be. Jenna replies, Nick, and assures her that it'll be fine. After all, they've both moved on with their lives. That afternoon, Noah gets ready for the pre-wedding party. When she comes downstairs, she spots Nick and quickly hides to avoid being seen by him. A little later, Noah's mother, Rafaela, joins her and asks why she doesn't come to visit them more often. Noah replies that her part-time job at the restaurant takes up her weekends. Then Noah turns around, and Nick walks by without even glancing at her, leaving Noah frozen in place. Amy then informs the guests that the wedding rehearsal will be held at a resort 10 kilometers away. As everyone starts getting into cars, Amy tells Noah that she'll have to ride with Nick. During the drive, Noah tries her best not to look at him, while Nick awkwardly turns on the music. He sneaks a few glances at her. Noah sprays her perfume and Nick rolls down the window. Noah rolls it back up. They go back and forth a few times until they finally arrive at the resort. At the resort, Amy goes over everyone's positions and shows them how to walk and stand during the ceremony. Jenna gestures at Amy to make Nick and Noah stand closer. During the rehearsal dinner, Noah tries to start a conversation with Nick, but he begins talking to Lion's brother Luca. The next day, Jenna and Lion finally get married. Noah and Nick watch them happily as family and friends cheer. After the ceremony, Nick asks Lion about their honeymoon plans. Lion tells him they're going to the Seychelles because he's always dreamed of making love under a waterfall. Nick chuckles and points out that the water might fall pretty hard. Jenna joins in and agrees with Nick. Afterward, the newlyweds share their first dance. Later, Jenna makes Noah and Nick dance together. As they dance awkwardly, Noah breaks the silence, saying that Jenna and Lion's attempt to set them up is pretty pathetic. Nick agrees. Moments later, the tension between them boils over, and they share a passionate kiss. That night, they sleep together. In the quiet afterward, Nick silently puts on his clothes. Noah mentions that she saw what he had written at the cemetery. Nick coldly replies that it's probably been washed away by the rain by now, then bitterly adds that whenever he closes his eyes, he still sees her with Michael. The next day, Noah visits her college to receive her double bachelor's degree in Hispanic Studies and English. She also resigns from her restaurant job and begins looking for new work. But her search doesn't go well. Noah goes to the hospital to have her wound cleaned. At the same time, Michael, who has been working there for a year as a psychologist in the mental health department, is called in by his boss. He informs Michael that an internal investigation has been launched after it was discovered he was fired from the university for sleeping with a student. Michael calmly asks who provided that information, but his boss doesn't respond. At Leicester's office in London, Nick tells the board members that since his grandfather died 3 years ago, he left Leicester Corporation for Nick to run. Nick proposes closing their subsidiary insurance company in San Francisco and Paris since they are losing money, unlike London and Spain. He suggests investing that money into the new and booming metaverse industry. But the board members express uncertainty, concerned about a possible tech bubble. The next day, Simon stops beside Noah at a traffic signal and asks her to roll down the window. Thinking it's a random man, Noah gives him the middle finger. She arrives for a job interview at a tech company called LRB. Noah sits down and the interviewer asks if she knows what they do. Noah replies, "You create and position content in the metaverse." Just then, the man turns around, and it turns out to be Simon. Simon explains that the flight wasn't the only time they met and shows her the same gesture she made. Noah apologizes, saying she didn't realize it was him. Despite that, Simon hires her. Meanwhile, Lion and Jenna try to make love under the waterfall during their honeymoon, but they fail. Back in London, Sophia has been in a friends with benefits relationship with Nick. She also resigned from Leicester Corporation to work for a different company and now serves as Nick's personal attorney. Then she asks Nick if he saw Noah at the wedding. Nick replies that he did but didn't talk much. At the same time, Noah starts her new job. Simon tells her that he has been planning to expand his company and presented the strategic plan to investors, but it didn't work out, so he asks her to adjust it. Meanwhile, tension rises as Leicester's employees are laid off due to the company closures. In Spain, Nick's father, William, enters his car just as an employee tries to attack him. The board members are unhappy as investors begin selling their shares rapidly. Nick seems unbothered and explains that they can rehire employees once they open the new company. Until then, the board encourages Nick to distract shareholders from the mess. Nick does exactly that. He asks Sophia to enter into a formal relationship with him as a cover to distract shareholders, while Sophia benefits from having a public partner since her father is running for election. That evening, Noah and Simon go out for dinner. Simon tries to kiss her, but Noah tells him she would like to take things slowly, and he respects her decision. The next day, Simon tells his employees that the investor will arrive sooner than expected and that everyone should stay professional. Noah asks how many investors will come. Simon jokingly replies, "Why do you want to know how many coffees you'll have to prepare?" Noah tells him she will if he can win the game. Just then, Nick enters the office and asks Noah what she's doing here. Noah fires back with the same question. Nick explains that he bought shares in this company. Noah tells him she works here. Inside the office, Nick casually asks what his stepsister's position is. Simon replies, "Systems assistant." Nick says, "Coffee and photocopies then." Simon ignores the comment and tells Nick that the strategic plan he liked was written by Noah. Nick then tells Simon, "Make me a coffee and tell Noah to bring it to me." That evening, Nick goes to his apartment. Sophia questions why he isn't in London. Nick tells her he wanted to stop by the new company. Sophia points out that they've become the talk of the town. Nick smiles and says that the stock prices have risen as well. The next morning, Nick, in a bid to annoy Noah, asks her to print his exercise chart. As he waits for the lift, he spots Noah and Simon together. Later, Jenna and Noah go out to get their hair done. Jenna asks her how Simon is. Noah replies that he is nice and cute. Then she asks about Nick. Noah says she is over him, but when she sees the article about Nick officially dating Sophia, something stabs at her heart. Noah asks Jenna if she knew about it. Jenna admits that Lion only told her yesterday. Noah spots Michael and approaches him, but Michael coldly tells her that she ruined his life and that what they had was a fling. He tells her not to tell his little brother that she saw him. Noah decides to call Sophia, since she didn't want to contact Nick directly. After all, Sophia is his lawyer. She asks if Sophia knows Michael, her former faculty counselor. Sophia admits that she does and confesses that she pulled a few strings on Nick's behalf. Noah tells her to leave Michael alone, but Sophia insists that he's a bastard. Calmly, Noah points out that she's the one who messed up. Sophia agrees to step back. The next day, it's Nick's sister Maggie's birthday. The family prepares a party for her. Maggie and Nick arrive at the mansion shortly after. It has only been recently that Maggie learned William is her father, so she isn't comfortable with him and goes straight to Noah. Noah finishes her cake, and Maggie does too, so they ask for another piece. Both William and Nick volunteer to go and get it. Noah stops Nick and tells him to bring her coffee too. William expresses his disappointment with Nick's business decisions, but Nick doesn't care. Later, Nick notices Noah speaking with Simon rather fondly. Nick tells her that talking to a boss outside of work is unprofessional, but Noah tells him he can't control her private life. Minutes later, Noah feels sick, so she throws up. The following day, Nick announces that relationships within the company are forbidden. This irritates Noah. That evening, Noah visits Simon's house. She tells him that they should stop seeing each other, or else Nick will try to make his company go bankrupt. Simon tells her he doesn't care about the company, only her. So they spend the night. The next day in the elevator, Noah is joined by Nick. She notices a camera in the corner. Nick explains that he installed it to make sure his new rule is being followed. Later, Noah submits her resignation letter. Nick asks her if she is going to make a scene like an angry teenager. Noah fires back, saying it is not her problem if he still sees her as one. He tells Noah she still looks the same as she did in her teenage years. Her lips, eyes, and hair unchanged. Noah stops him, saying she is with Simon, and asks him to accept it, like she accepted him being with Sophia. At Leicester's mansion, Maggie prepares to leave for her mother Annabelle's house. Maggie asks for Nick to drop her off, but William tells her he is busy. Then Maggie asks Noah to take her instead, and she agrees. As Noah is about to drop her off, Nick arrives and apologizes to Maggie for not coming to drive her. Then Annabelle asks Nick if she can talk to him for 5 minutes. He says no, but Maggie pleads with him to listen. Annabelle tells Nick that she is handing over Maggie's custody to William. Nick scoffs, asking if she intends to abandon her the way she abandoned him. Annabelle reveals that she was diagnosed with leukemia 4 years ago. Nick realizes that's why she caused a scene at the gala. She admits it, saying she only wanted to protect Maggie and ensure William knew that Maggie is his daughter, and that Nick knew he has a sister. Annabelle adds that she has already signed the custody papers and needs surgery soon, so she asks Nick to take Maggie with him and tells him to look after her when she is gone. After tucking Maggie in, Nick tells Noah that he can't afford to be alone tonight. Noah says it will only make things worse, but Nick replies that it can't get any worse than this. And so they end up sleeping together. The next morning, Nick wakes up to find Noah gone. As he's about to go downstairs, Maggie tells him that Noah left and kissed her goodbye before she did. Meanwhile, Noah notices she is bleeding, so she goes to the hospital to check it out. The doctor who ran the tests advises Noah to take vitamin supplements since she is pregnant. Noah is shocked. The doctor explains that she has an intrauterine hematoma, which causes bleeding that Noah may have mistaken for menstruation. She adds that Noah is already 4 months pregnant. At the same time, Michael spots Noah inside the examination room and secretly accesses her file, discovering her ultrasound report. Later, Noah tells Jenna about her pregnancy. Jenna insists that she has to inform Nick, since he is the father, but Noah disagrees. She says, "Do you know how many X chromosomes contribute? 900. While Y contributes only 55? For the very little they contribute, do you think it's worth telling the father?" Jenna tells her she's crazy, then asks if the baby is a boy. Noah nods. Jenna suggests that she move in with them since Noah doesn't have a job. Hours later, Lion arrives home and Jenna says, "Guess who's pregnant?" Lion starts panicking, thinking Jenna is pregnant, but she clarifies that it is Noah. She says their operation to bring Nick and Noah back together is working. Then she tells him to keep it a secret because Nick doesn't know yet. The next day, Sophia meets with Michael. He asks Sophia to help him keep his job since the hospital is owned by Leicester Insurance. But Sophia tells him the company is being liquidated and they have no authority. Disappointed, Michael tells that he should ask Noah instead, since she is close to Nick. Sophia interrupts, saying they have no relationship. Michael then shows her Noah's ultrasound and points out that he saw them post stories on Instagram during the wedding, which match the timeline. He also mentions that Nick and Noah have been working together at his current company, LRB. Michael threatens to leak the photos to the press, warning that it would damage both the Leicester company and her father's election campaign, and demands that she pull some strings to stop the internal company investigation. That evening, Sophia and Nick arrive at LRB to officially merge LRB with Leicester Corporation. Sophia asks Nick what Noah is doing here. Nick replies that she is dating Simon. Sometime later, Sophia tells Noah that she spoke with Michael and that everything is taken care of. Noah thanks her. Sophia joins Nick and notices him watching Noah and excuses herself to go to the bathroom. Nick approaches Noah and apologizes for setting up the camera and going out of line. He tells her she can come back to the job if she wants and asks why she left that morning without saying anything. Noah simply tells him she doesn't like being walked out on twice. Just then, Sophia and Simon return. Noah excuses herself to go to the bathroom, and Nick follows her and kisses her. She tells him she doesn't feel well, so Nick offers to drive her home while Sophia watches them from afar. They arrive at Jenna and Lion's house. Nick offers to stay, but Noah tells him she is tired of playing these games. She tells him he is going to start a family with Sophia soon, which is what his parents would want. Noah says this is where their story ends. 2 months later, Annabelle dies of leukemia, and a funeral is held in her honor. To cheer Maggie up, William gives her a toy car that he used to play with, but Maggie isn't interested until one of her cousins takes it away from her. William advises Maggie to share her toys with others, which frustrates her. Noah stops her and asks if she is okay. Maggie says she hates William because if he loved her, he would have sided with her. Noah gently tells her that loving someone doesn't mean giving in to everything they want. She continues, telling her that William loves her deeply and that rejecting those who love her only hurts herself. Sophia joins Noah and reveals that she knows about her pregnancy, having learned it from Michael, who works at the hospital. She asks, "What's your plan?" "You can't hide from Nick forever." Noah explains that she intends to stay with her aunt far away and doesn't plan to return. That night, before going to bed, Noah hugs both William and her mother. Maggie follows, hugging her father. As they settle into bed, Noah tells Maggie that if she ever feels alone, all she has to do is listen to the waves, and it will feel like someone rocking her to sleep. She tells Maggie her room will be hers now. Maggie thanks her and falls asleep. The next day, Noah meets Simon, tells him about her pregnancy, and ends their relationship. Meanwhile, Nick ends his arrangement with Sophia, which makes her angry. She mutters that he is still in love with Noah, and that the sweet gesture she made last night only made Nick love her more. Nick tells her he should have done that a long time ago. Sophia laughs and says he would never hug his father because of his resentment. She tells him that everyone, his father, mother, and Noah, has forgiven him, but he hasn't forgiven them. Sophia tells him that he has hurt everyone around him, especially Noah, and urges him to go see her. He apologizes and thanks her before leaving to find Noah. Meanwhile, Michael is fired from his job. Before leaving, one of the doctors, unaware that he has already been let go, assigns him a case involving a patient who is suffering a breakdown, believes she has a baby, and has harmed herself. It turns out to be Briar. Nick arrives at Lion and Jenna's house and finds Noah standing outside with her bags packed. He asks where she's going. Eventually, Noah reveals her belly, and Nick is stunned. He tells her that he doesn't care even if the child belongs to Simon and that he loves her. Noah drives off. Lion yells, "It's your son, idiot!" He follows Noah in his car, and while driving side by side, Nick asks how far along she is. She replies 6 months. Nick calculates the timing and connects it to Lion's wedding. Realizing this, he becomes excited at the thought of being a father. As he continues following her, he notices that she is heading toward the mansion. Noah explains that she can't leave without saying goodbye to her mother. When they arrive at the mansion, one of the disgruntled former employees appears and shoots Nick in the stomach. He is rushed to the hospital. Nick wakes up 3 months later. He meets their baby for the first time. Noah has bought an apartment for them, and life finally seems to be settling down. As she goes to get a glass of water, upstairs Briar has taken hold of the baby. Briar tells Nick that it is only fair that she gets a baby for a baby. Nick discreetly presses the SOS button. Downstairs, Noah hears the noise coming from above. When she tries to go upstairs, Michael restrains her, but she manages to knock him down and run upstairs. Briar holds out a knife. Michael comes up and holds Noah, while Briar uses the distraction to escape. Nick strikes Michael in the leg, and Noah slips away from his grasp, rushing downstairs. There she finds Briar frozen in place, the baby in her arms, as Nick's dog barks furiously. Noah calms the dog and sends it back inside. Upstairs, as Michael is about to attack Nick again, he warns Michael that the dog will kill him if he hurt him. True to his words, the dog lunges at Michael, causing him to fall down. Noah manages to grab her baby from Briar just as the police arrive at the scene. A few days later, both Nick and Noah get married. For their honeymoon, they travel to the same place where their friends went for their honeymoon.